3, 2, 1. Stop testing. 3, 2, 1. Stop nuclear testing. How's the sound, person? Thank you very much. Hi, my name's Jose. I want to welcome you to Politically Correct Cooking, a show about two of my favorite things, food and politics. Now, if you've been watching the show like I know you have, you've learned the following. You can't drink the water because there's a lot of pesticides from runoff. You can't eat the food because there's all sorts of chemicals in it. You can't breathe the air because of all the pollutants. And in today's show, you're going to find out about sex. Now, before we begin the show, we like your comments. We love reading your letters. If you want to let us know what you think about the show, get some recycled paper, get a pencil. Our address will be on the screen. Jot it down. Let us know what you think. If you want to whine, if you want to complain about the show, about the guests, about the subject matter, we want to hear about that too. However, you have to write it on a $20 bill so it can get the personal attention it deserves from our staff. Now, we have some letters here. We have time to read one. Let's see what we've got. A $20 bill. Somebody is whining. Let's see what it says. Dear stupid cooking show jerk host, you are an ignorant, bleeding heart, panty waist liberal pinko. That's me, all right. Your show is nothing but lies, lies, lies. You talk about pollution, but your show is polluting the airwaves with half-baked truths, misinformation, propaganda, and unadulterated BS. And it's signed Ed from Arlington. Thank you very much, Ed. We'll take your comments into consideration. We'll try to get to these other letters in other shows. Ed, call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner, okay? Thanks. Now on our show tonight, we've got Sabrina from Act Up. Glad you can make it to the show.
Glad to be here.
Well, I'm looking at all this really interesting food here. What's on the menu?
Salad.
Salad.
Yes, not too many people get their vegetables, and it's very important to have salad, mainly because the roughage. People need roughage.
And salad completes a meal.
Of course.
Okay. And also, besides salad, we're going to be talking about Act Up. We're going to be talking about all sorts of things that Act Up is doing and has done, your involvement with Act Up and things like that. So before we get started, what exactly is it that you want me to do with the salad here? What are we going to do here?
Let's start with the lettuce.
Okay. Now, this lettuce here, do you want to slice up or just remove from the stalk
Probably
here?
Best to remove it. You slice it up, it browns faster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a secret that you're always learning new things on this show about food. Mm-hmm. Now, this lettuce looks really good. And while I'm peeling this lettuce, are you going to have fun too?
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll start with the carrots.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, how did you get involved in ACT UP, and what is ACT UP?
ACT UP is a group. The initial stand for AIDS Coalition to Unleash the Power, meaning we need to get more people more involved in the AIDS crisis, meaning definitely the government, definitely the, I guess, what you consider the average citizen.
Well, AIDS is pretty much in the news a lot. It's probably, I don't really have all the facts and figures on it. It's probably not the most common disease, but it's, if I'm not mistaken, the fastest growing disease?
It is the fastest growing disease. A lot of people do not give that focus, because they look at who is actually being considered to be PWAs and being HIV positive.
Now, PWA is a person with AIDS.
Right.
Okay. And HIV is the first symptom that is associated with AIDS, or is the first...
There are so many symptoms for what are considered HIV symptoms. There are so many symptoms. And basically what it is the immune defense, the weakness of the defense system, where it cannot guard the body from being immune. So therefore is why you have so many different symptoms.
Okay. What are some of the things that ACT UP has done?
As far as ACT UP, what we do, we embarrass, and particularly the politicians, and get awareness, meaning that, okay, we are volunteer members, and we are doing all that we can to have any attention that needs to be done as far as research and funding.
I've noticed in this recent presidential campaign that ACT UP was pretty much in the news. It was mentioned several times by several candidates. It was, in the forefront. I know a lot of other organizations involved in, say, the peace and social justice movement always look to ACT UP and say, how do they get all that publicity? How do they do it? Why can't we be as successful as ACT UP? Do you ever get that feeling from other organizations?
We do get that a lot, but as far as the way we're saying, we're not there just for the political glory or to be on tension and all of that. We are there for the PWAs. They need the focus because, unfortunately, they have a very time limit on their hands.
Right.
And in fact, most of our members are PWA or HIV positive. Matter of fact, in my case, I am not HIV positive. I am not a person with AIDS. So for me, the focus on it is that I need to do more before it hits my home front, meaning that, okay, my relative has it, my friend has it, or vice versa. And therefore, this is what a lot of people need to be more involved on that focus, not saying it is a gay community disease.
It's not a gay disease anymore.
It definitely is not.
Okay. Now, this salad that we're doing here, the lettuce, do you want it crushed up more, or do you like the leaves big, or how do you like it?
Oh, they need to be...
Tell me what you want to do.
A little bit.
Squinched up like that? Okay.
Tear 'em.
Okay. You're the person in charge. Sabrina in charge. It's the name of the show here.
I like that.
Okay, now this is our compost pile here. So what
Okay.
we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting this into this bowl.
Oh,
Why don't
okay.
you hand me the bowl? And what we will do is we'll put the salad as the base.
Okay. The
Okay.
lettuce?
The lettuce, right. Just crunch it up like that? Good.
Right.
Okay. Got the hang of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll let you go back to your carrots. Now I know what to
Okay.
do here. Now, the problem with AIDS first, I guess, manifested itself in the United States about early 80s or so.
In truth, nobody knows exactly when it was manifested in the United States. And for me, as being an activist, I'm not paying attention to the rumors or basically where people say it came from here or came from there or who has it. And my focus, the issue is too many people are dying and something needs to be done about it. The government has been neglect, as well as other people have been neglect on it, and figure that only one certain segment of the population needs to be worried about it.
So for a long time, the federal government ignored AIDS when it was first in the early 80s, and it pretty much, would you say, like got out of control?
I would say that the government ignored it. People would not acknowledge that they were dying from it. So therefore, when you have the death certificates, they do not acknowledge. Too many families were not willing to come forth and say, yes, I have a person who has died of AIDS. They tried to cover it up, which was a big problem. So therefore, with that cover-up, I mean, not only the government, but other people as well, you really can't say where it was manifested, where it came from, or whatever. What it is right. It is here now.
And we got to stop it.
We definitely have to stop it.
We have
and
no
too
choice.
many, because we're looking at the turn of the century, quite a lot of people will be HIV positive,
Right.
whether we like it or not.
Well, one of the things that ACT UP is known for is its street demonstrations.
Oh, yes.
And I know that when they have street demonstrations in Washington, where I live in Virginia, I can hear the whistles, I can hear the chanting. Nobody has better chance than the ACT UP crowd. We have some street demonstrations that we want to show on video, and we want to roll them right now. When we come back, we're going to be discussing more salad, we're going to be discussing more ACT UP, and we're going to be discussing more interesting stuff. So roll the video.
Not shelter! Hey, whoa, free! Housing, not shelter! Hey, whoa, free! What do we do? Act up, fight back! What do we do? Act up, fight back!
You know, looking at that video of the marches that ACT UP produces, I see lots of gay white males. What are you doing in it? You don't seem to fit that ACT UP standard.
I fit that ACT UP standard, meaning that all people should be very concerned about the issue of AIDS. For me, the case is that, unfortunately, there are very few people of color in, and we are strategizing to get more in the community, the multicultural community, meaning Asians, blacks, and Hispanics, Latinos, to be more involved, to become activists, because it is affecting their communities, and more importantly, it is necessary that people need to stop the stereotype where they think it's a gay disease when it is not. It is affecting the heterosexual community, and a lot of people will not acknowledge it, but women.
The rise of AIDS is probably rising rapidly, more rapidly in the communities of people of color than, say, in the gay community, because I understand that the gay community pretty much has, through the practice of safe sex and having more, just, one life partner, has pretty much been able to put a tap on the spread of AIDS in the gay community, and now the AIDS is spreading in the heterosexual community, specifically in the communities of color. How is the ACT UP? Is it being successful in its efforts to bring in people of color into its...
Well, as far as what we have established, which is called the People of Color Caucus, where we are going to be strategizing to working in that arena, meaning to get more people of color to be more involved. And we definitely need to focus on that, because a lot of people are stereotyped where they seem to think that it is a gay problem, and it is not. It is definitely not.
Now, these tomatoes for your salad here, am I doing it right, or do you want them sliced a different way?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
It all goes in the tummy one way.
Okay, I heard that. And it's looking good. I can't wait to try it. Also, we have an onion here. I'm going to let you have the honor of slicing that onion.
No, thank you. I don't want to cry on your show.
Well, I guess I don't want to cry on the show either, so I guess we'll save the onion for another day.
Yes, for another guest.
For another guest. We'll surprise another guest with the onion. Okay.
Yeah, we can do without the onion, I'm sure.
Okay. Now, this People of Color Caucus, what are some of the specific projects they might be involved in?
Well, we are doing outreach into the different communities, and also a re-education for people so that they understand that it is not a gay disease, therefore do not have the phobia against gay people. And so that re-education is very necessary. And then that's so that more people can feel more comfortable with what they suppose is a white organization. I mean, it's always been open where everybody has been welcome, and this is one thing that we want to strategize to the community.
Now, are some of the community organizations in these communities for people of color, are they accepting advice or having meetings with ACT UP, or are you getting a good reception, or are you finding it difficult to talk to, say, church groups, things like that? What is the response from the community like?
Actually, from the community is very receptive. You've got people that are basically in the closet, you know, they put on the front that, you know, oh, they don't go for this, they don't go for that. And we are doing our way with that, meaning we are combating against that. And through education, you know, re-education of people and letting them know that they need to be more involved. They don't need to wait until a member of their family is HIV positive or PWA. And meaning a member of their family, no, they're not gay, that no, they're not young, no, they're not teenage, no, they're not somebody that fools around, and no, just because that they do have the disease, that they don't have to be condemned or isolated because they need them more than ever.
The news, I guess, today regarding AIDS is that the Center for Disease Control has given a definition regarding women and AIDS. Can you go into a little bit on that, or? Well,
finally, the CDC has acknowledged to expand the definition for women with AIDS, meaning that now women do not have to wait until when they're full-blown with AIDS before they can seek treatment. They can acknowledge these so-called female problems, that yes, these women do need treatment, they do need the services, which if they were a man would be more readily available to
for them.
Right.
I see.
I'm not having a good time with the pepper.
Well, why don't you give me part of it?
Okay.
And I will help slice some of it. Try some of the carrots.
Oh, okay.
They're good.
Oh.
Now, how is this sliced like that? Okay.
This looks like it's a little bit all over the place.
That's okay. You should have seen our last show. We had some children and we were doing cookies.
Oh.
And we had a whale of a time. Recently, ACT UP was involved in a demonstration at the White House. What was the purpose of that demonstration there?
Hands Around the White House was to have the focus for whoever was going to be residents of the White House in January of '93 to do something about the war and the crisis on AIDS.
And do you think you were successful?
I think we were successful. We had 15,000 people.
All right. Well, that certainly
We had 3 rings of circle around the White House.
And I know that the organizers were hoping just for 4,000 or 5,000, so to get 3 times as many people to their event is 3 times as successful as they wanted to be.
It was highly successful. I really enjoyed it.
Well, enough talk about it. Let's show our viewers what's going on at the White House.
Okay.
Roll them.
Now, remember, we got to cross the street. Single file line. All right, people with AIDS under attack. What do we do? People with AIDS under attack. What do we do? Fight back. 3 more weeks. Party's almost over. 3 more weeks. Party's almost over. does nothing. We are dying. Bush does nothing.
We are dying. Bush does nothing.
The hands around the White House. That was quite a demonstration rally. Everything was excellent in that. I had a good time having attended that, having helped in the filming of some of the shots that you saw. What was your involvement with that event?
That involvement, well, as being, of course, a participant, the planning, and then being active as far as being a marcher, marshal, and fundraiser.
And other events happened that weekend also?
Oh, there were lots of events. But one thing that I wish that you all had the video of was the political funeral.
And the political funeral was?
The political funeral was a funeral procession, meaning a funeral procession from the Capitol to the White House, meaning that we had the procession go along the mall where we got a lot of support. I mean, not just from the quilt, way before the quilt, I mean, from tourists, everyone asking for, questions, asking for stickers and everything and all that, and to join in with us until when we got to the White House, where we had 5 PWAs who had donated their ashes, meaning PWAs, people with AIDS. We ended up with 7 people that donated their ashes. And when we got to the White House, they threw their ashes across the White House lawn. And the emotion of that moment when that happened was something that, as far as the work, you realize there has to be done more, and it was just so emotional. The fact that these people had committed their ashes for this purpose,
they
and then so many people, and so many people are in the same predicament, except their ashes were not thrown back.
Right. Now, what other events or what other actions or projects is ACT UP involved with, say, with the community right now? Right
now, we are presently involved in the needle exchange program, where we are trying to draw attention to that something, unfortunately, with the AIDS crisis. We were first involved with the condom distribution. We instrumented that, and now the whole country is doing that. Something needs to be done to clean up the dirty needles that are out on the street, which everybody says not in their backyard, and therefore we are cleaning up the situation, meaning that we are issuing out clean needles with bleach kits, showing drug users how they can clean, how they can get into a rehabilitation program if they want,
and how to stop the
definitely
spread of
to
AIDS.
stop the spread of AIDS.
Well, we have the salad. It's almost done. Is there anything you want to tell our viewers before we get to enjoy the salad?
Oh, yes. Don't wait until it is in your backyard. A lot more needs to be done, and that starts with you. It starts with all of us. AIDS is not a gay community disease. As for me, as I've said before, I am not HIV positive. I am not a PWA, but I'm not waiting until it affects me, it affects my son, it affects a relative, a friend, or whatever. Everyone needs to get involved to combat the situation before it is so widespread, because it is an epidemic now, and we are at war with the situation. More people need to be involved, meaning if you cannot be as involved as far as how I am, out on the street, demonstrating, you can be involved with a service organization. You can be involved writing to Congress, writing to the President that something needs to be done, the FDA, NIH, everybody needs to play a role.
Well, thank you so much. Now we get to have a little bit of salad here. We get to show the salad. Uh-oh, we got some croutons we haven't added on. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming out, giving us that wonderful speech at the end.
Okay.
I hope that
Anytime.
people out there get a chance to act on your words.
Well, I hope people will get more involved, act up, fight back, and fight AIDS.
Okay. Act up, fight back.
Fight AIDS.
Fight AIDS. Thank you so much.